Oh, it was Power here to review the PowerRider Zero. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was Power here to review the Kamen Rider Zero-One DX MetsubouJinrai Forceriser. This is the transformation device that the two MetsubouJinrai generals use to transform into their respective rider forms. In this case, we got Kamen Rider Zero-One, who's the Sting Scorpion Prograiski, Forceriser, MetsubouJinrai Nick. I know it's net, but they pronounce it as Nick, so that just stuck to me. Obviously, showcase it for Zero-One, and obviously we get to, or it showcases Kamen Rider Jin, who uses Flying Falcon to transform. So let's take a look at this. So here's the contents of the Forceriser itself. The progress key, and the belt strap itself. Now I'm keeping it like this because it's actually literally the same exact thing as the Shot Riser. It's the same exact buckle. It's just that mine's more worn. For some reason, I actually don't remember which strap is which is like, that's the confusing thing of these being all silver, is that I don't remember if this one's my Shot Riser strap or it's my Forceriser strap, because freaking pulling this out, which is difficult. It's already scratched up really badly, so I can't explain myself. And for the belt clip, this is literally the same exact one as the Beyond driver, so not even a year. They already repurposed it, which is just hysterical. So this actually does work the same as the Shot Riser. You swing it around, you slide these in within the hoops. Which is way more difficult because you don't have so much clearance with the Forceriser, because it's all one thing and not like a separate thing like the buckle. Just put that there and then simply close that in, and now you got the full belted Forceriser, which I actually do like. The Forceriser I actually kind of do prefer to keep it like this, but for the sake of this, I don't want it to stay like this. Obviously, you can put on the two progress holders there to be accurate and such, but so this will be gone for the remaining of time. Hint, hint. So let's compare it with the Shot Riser, because they are technically quote-unquote the same caliber, as they're both risers. So they're not full-on drivers, but they're still belts, but just not drivers. See, and the issue too with the Forceriser is that it's a bit lower than the Shot Riser. So, but yeah. Forceriser itself, it's really basic in design, and I do like that. I like this yellow that they use. I will say it's like standard orangish yellow, like construction-esque. I like the silver they use on here. I like how like man-made this looks. I think it's just a really good design for the Forceriser. I even like how they integrate the screws, like the actual screws on here, as if they're like screws for this toy, because there's like a bunch of molded in screws, but then like I just like how the screws actually work with this. Obviously not these ones, but the back ones. Obviously by itself, you pull this lever out, this flips down, push it back in, it flips out. It was tight, but then it wears out of time, like in time, which kind of sucks. But obviously that's how that works. I'm not gonna do it too much. This is the speaker. This is where the LED is gonna show up, and this requires 2 AAA batteries. So when you turn it on, you get a red LED, and then when you push it out, and then you get the same sound. That's it. So now, obviously before we get into that, let's get into the PowerRider key itself. The Sting Scorpion PowerRider key, obviously cast in purple, and obviously the name Sting Scorpion. Ability is poison. There's the scorpion right there. There's the reset button I don't even mention at all. The purple base, which is pretty neat. The QR code for Boots Gamba. However, this one is not numbered, but going off of Flying Falcon, this one's 05. I assume this one is supposed to be 04. I don't know if all DX Sting Scorpions are not numbered, but I know for sure Gashpon Candy Toy Sting Scorpions are numbered just with a V0, whatever number it is. I'm pretty sure it's 04. And then C0, pretty sure it's 4. So here it is opened. Here's the robotic scorpion. And here's the front cover and the symbol. So let's get this over with.
Scorpion's ability. Scorpion's ability.
I apologize if you can barely see the LED. For some reason, the LEDs on mine are really weak, so it's just like really difficult to see that it exists.
Scorpion's ability.
Like compared to like Falcon.
Wing. Falcon's ability. Wing. Falcon's ability.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just mine or if that's actually a thing with these. But obviously, to start the transformation process of this, we activate it. And you're gonna slot it in this area like so. Now, how this works is that, basically, this line is gonna like slide through here, and it's gonna slightly lift this cover up. And then, this latch here will latch, like when you slide it in, it'll latch up to here like so, and then so you have to get those two lined up, and then you have to make sure this gets pushed up, because then you click in like so. This standby will start, and to initiate transformation, push this out. So there you get the red LED for the Sting Scorpion, or for the Forceriser. Sting Scorpion, it's really weak, which really sucks. But as you can see, this is the entire look of the Forceriser, which I think it's alright. I do like the concept of like forcing open the PowerRider key, just like how Fua does for some reason, although he can just authorize things. And then from the back, it's pretty interesting. Although, like, obviously the PowerRider key is a lot bigger than this thing. And as you heard from the I'm gonna have to redo it again. But as you can hear from the transformation, it kind of goes back from the PowerRider key to the Forceriser itself, because obviously it will announce Sting Scorpion, but then it'll just cut off from there, because technically what's supposed to happen when you put in the Forceriser is that when you have it in here, it's supposed to just cut off the automated voice. However, that will get debunked later. So I'm going to quickly get the transformation started again. Okay, so obviously to initiate the finishers, push this back in. We get a new standby, which I kind of prefer more than the transformation, and pull it out. So the initial first push in and push out is the Dystopia attack. In this case we have the Sting Dystopia, and if we do that again, so there we get the Sting Utopia as the second attack, and then to cancel the transformation, push it back in and take the PowerRider key out. So obviously we have another rider to go along with the Forceriser, Kamen Rider Jin, using the Flying Falcon PowerRider key previously used by Zero-One. Obviously slot it in like normal. Sadly, with Flying Falcon, it doesn't look as good either. But as you can hear from Flying Falcon, the automated voice is also cut off because he's a main Forceriser user. For this case, I'll only demonstrate the Dystopia. Because this one is technically the third one you can do out of the box, to which is Rising Hopper, because Aruto uses the Forceriser in Rare the first generation because his Zero-One driver gets taken by another Zero-One. Did I activate it already? Nope. And as you can tell with the Grasshopper, it's actually glowing really well. So technically I thought it was just the lights being really bad, but it actually depends on the design, which is actually pretty shocking. But as you can see here, now we are transforming to Kamen Rider 001, which I don't like the suit, but I do like this color combination, as the neon yellow contrasts really well with the yellow on the Forceriser and such. Now, for this case, I want to showcase doing the Utopia, but there's a way of doing it right away, to which you basically have to pull it out twice. So you have to do it in succession. So like this. Because they just go back and forth. There's no, because because you can't do push in and then push out and then push in, because then it's going to play the sounds. It's going to play the sounds of this thing, and as you can tell, this thing is really finicky. But also I want to know the transformation too. As you can tell, a jump to the sky turns to a rider kick is not cut off, and that's because with every other PowerRider key, they're programmed to still have their automated voice when in the Forceriser, which is really awkward, because you would have thought that there would be there would have been 3 types of transformations, but sadly that's only present within these two ProRise keys, which I think is really disappointing. So anyways, let's get along with the Zero-One driver. So the Zero-One driver first.
Authorized. Stroke rise. Dangerous. Warning. Sting Scorpion. Stung with fear by the power claws.
So there we get the complete full transformation of Sting Scorpion, including the automated voice text.
Sting impact.
And then
Terra rise. Sting Terra impact.
Shot Riser. And it did not authorize, meaning that because I'll just say this and the Forceriser are technically the same. The way they push the buttons in for the shot or for the ProRise keys are the same. It's just the difference is that the Shot Riser, it authorizes it.
Shut rise. Sting Scorpion. Stung with fear by the power claws.
So there's technically what is the Shot Riser transformation, because that's technically what all the other ProRise keys give to the Forceriser. Then buckle. And that's going to be it for this video, because we will demonstrate its weapon capabilities in the next video. So what I think about the Forceriser overall is that I do like the concept of it, of like forcing open a ProRise key, because technically you are supposed to get authorization to open it, but then Fu was able to bypass it. So it's just like, you would think this would be made for him, but obviously it's not. But so I think that's fun, but I feel like that's its huge drawback too, because it makes the toy really finicky to play with. And again, like, the spring feature kind of loosens over time, so it's just like, it can kind of like it can kind of mess up your ProRise keys. It can make them a lot looser than what they're supposed to be. So I really don't like that. And like, also it's just I just think the functionality with the ProRise keys just isn't as great, just because, like, I don't know, like, this is just more of a flaw with the ProRise keys, but I really wish that everything that is not Flying Falcon and Sting Scorpion did not keep their automated voice and just, just say the phrase of it, because then, like, you would have a reason as to why you would want to get the Zero-One driver, the Shot Riser, and the Forceriser for 3 different sounds, 3 different transformation sounds. But then, like, all the other ones now it's just like, well, technically you only need the Zero-One driver and the Shot Riser, because the Forceriser, because technically with the other ones, the Shot Riser and the Forceriser are the same transformation phrase. It's just that they're timed differently. So I don't really think, like, I just don't understand why they didn't really take the opportunity of changing it up, because I think that would have been a good selling point. But nonetheless, I do think this is still fun as a belt, even though it's my least favorite. It's, it's fun to play with. I guess just be wary of your status on the progress key, and just make sure your key doesn't come as loose. Again, luckily my Sting Scorpion isn't as bad. Again, like, its LEDs are kind of really low, but that's basically it. If you want to see all the other progress keys up to date with this, you're gonna have to watch the demo in 5 or 4 weeks. 3 weeks. You are gonna have to wait for the demo. I feel bad, but that's how this works. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.